topic will be Sitecore 10 and Docker. Actually, as you know, Sitecore 10 has a lot of interesting technology innovations and then new features and tools introduced. I actually will start my presentation backward because I want to make it a little bit more interactive. So I will start from this part. So actually what I want to do now, I have my virtual machine here prepared so that as it's written, I will show you how to install Sitecore with Docker in 20 minutes. So what I want to do, I want to start from those prerequisites and then steps, and then I will execute them, and then I will back to my previous slides and while I'm talking, and maybe we're discussing some questions. It will happen live, so in 20 minutes I will show you results. So yeah, sorry for that. It's a little bit, I'm breaking chain a little bit, but yeah, I want to make it live. Start from prerequisites. So actually, so what we need Windows version 10 that actually supports Hyper-V and Docker. So any of those two. I have my virtual machine in cloud prepared. So with this particular version, that we need. Then we need access to dev-sitecore.net to download needed packages, and then we need also Sitecore license. So everything is in place here for me. So where's my downloads? Yeah, this is my downloads. So I have a virtual machine needed version, and I download already this package. I have a Sitecore license, and I already installed Docker desktop version for Windows. So and then we go to actual steps. So first one. You need to have your local machine with needed version of Windows, or you need to have a VM somewhere on premise or in cloud. So it's already here as you see. Then next step is you need to download and install Docker Desktop for Windows. Yeah, I have it here. So simple to Google it. Yeah, so as simple as you see now. So docker.com, and then choose the necessary version. Just download it, and it will be in your somewhere here. Yep. So next step is switch to Windows containers. So after you install, you need to restart actually, but like installation will ask this anyway. To restart your virtual machine or a local PC, and then after restart, you will see this icon in the tray. So what you need to do, you need to go here and then switch. So you see that I have already Windows containers, and that's why I see here switch to Linux. So you need to switch. It's a simple action. Nothing needed, like no restart, but you should take into account that it needs to be done. So because Sitecore currently has only Windows containers as a base container. Then download and extract Sitecore content deployment package. This is what I will do right now. I have it already in place. I prepared my folder for that. So I go inside and I choose then the version I want. So I want this version here. So I'm just copying it from here to my prepared folder. Yeah, it looks like quick. No issues here. Go back to downloads, back to steps, then Sitecore license. So same way, I have my Sitecore license here, and I just go here and copy it.
Sorry, Artem, could you please speak a bit loudly because I barely hear you.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I will try. Yeah, I will try. Is it better now?
Yeah, much better.
Okay. Yeah. So I have my package extracted. I have my license. The next step is prepare environment variables. Sitecore provides, as you see from copied files, Sitecore provides actually these variables already. I will just open, it's a text file, I will open it and show you. So this is it here. Yeah, so this is kind of a template for variables. Yeah, you see that some of them already has values and some of them are empty. So to be able to not to kind of put it manually, Sitecore also provided us useful like helpers. So this is actually it. All those links will be in material, so no worries. Yeah, I open getting started, and then here this script. I will explain later what it actually does. So for now, I just want to have it. Yeah, so I copy this script, put it in my script here. So actually, it's not necessary, but it's just a helper that helps you to prepare those variables faster. Yeah, and then yeah, so prepare. So now I need to execute this script actually. Let me open my CMD here. So yeah, I have this command already prepared, so that I'm not wasting the time here. So as you can see here, parameters are passed to license file, and then Sitecore admin password and SQL password I want to have. So these two actually are like three, sorry. Sitecore license file, then Sitecore admin password, and then SQL password. So these three parameters that actually need to be specified. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's preparing this end file actually. Yeah, I will show you in details what is inside later.
Should we ask the question at the end of the session, or we can like interactively ask question and also?
You can ask questions. If it's too long to answer or it will be covered, I'll let you know. Yep, please feel free to ask questions.
Yeah.
Right now.
So my understanding at the moment, Sitecore support only the Windows container images, like Docker images, and does it production ready or it's like in the preview mode?
Yeah, I will talk about this later. So yeah, you're correct that it supports currently only Windows containers. But yeah, I will talk about this in details later.
Okay.
Yeah, as you see, yeah. Sorry, I closed my notepad. Yeah, I open again this one, and you see that we have more values here right now. Yeah. So now we're fully ready to actually start installation of Sitecore using Docker. Yeah, so now I can execute install Sitecore using Docker. And I will do it right now. Yeah, one command I need here. So I execute it, and then yeah, we will see that it's starting now. Yeah, this will take, actually, I'm starting now my timer. So yeah, and then we're back to our main presentation. So yeah, you see that it's starting actually. Okay, And now we'll go back. So actually, I want to first share my my thoughts, my understanding why Docker and why it's actually good. So Docker, it's one of the like main containerization platforms currently. So, and what is the benefit of containerization itself? Is that you in one operation system, you might have multiple containers first. Second, when you prepare a container, you can prepare it locally and then use the same container everywhere. So it means that if you're using same configuration for your container, same application, and same platform, like operation system version, for example, it means that there are no any more issues with works on my machine, because your container on any machine will work same. So you can be like 100% confident that you have a container. And then if you build a container same way on local machine, it will work same way anywhere worldwide. So as I said already, Docker is one of the main platforms for containers, and you see that it's actually supports different platforms. So there are Linux containers, there are Windows containers. So yeah, you actually can containerize almost every application you want. Yeah, and then yeah, and one word actually, like I really like when innovations and technology brings something valuable. But this containerization actually brings a lot of benefits for developers and for business, because like using containers in most cases means fast time to market, and because you don't need to kind of worry anymore about okay, what will be with my production, because if you have container, so that you can test this container as a production version and then just put it on production, and that's all. Yeah, so it's really decreased time to market, and yeah, everything like it allows you actually to automate and have fast feedback before actually going to production. Yeah, I want also to highlight several features, actually different features, multiple of those features. So in Sitecore 10, I didn't highlight much of features for marketers, because most of them actually in Sitecore version 9, 9.1, 9.2, and 9.3, they were introduced a lot of new features for marketers. And I think that this is why in Sitecore 10, currently, as you see here, a lot of features and a lot of focus on actually features for developers. Yeah, because it's a technology topic, I want more to focus on features for developers. As you see, there are enhancements on connectors. There are also enhancements on GDPR, so it means that it's like less work for developers to actually support GDPR and all needed functionality. Yeah, the topic that we're discussing now in detail is actually support of Docker and Kubernetes, and this is where we can back to question. I think it was Javid about support. So as you see now, there are two versions. One is like standalone Docker, or they call it Docker Compose, when you can prepare all needed services in one machine, but there are also support for Kubernetes service. So take into account that it's a Kubernetes service, and if you trust Windows containers, you can actually make a production-ready version from that. But like my personal opinion, I wouldn't say that Windows containers are good enough for production. It's my personal opinion, so I wouldn't go to production with Windows containers. But I really like this tendency and this trend that Sitecore going to microservice architecture and actually containerize all parts of the application. My expectation that soon, like take into account .NET 5, all Sitecore in closest future would be platform agnostic, and there will be possibility to host all parts of Sitecore, not on Windows containers, but on Linux containers, with because the .NET 5 will enable all this actually. This is my opinion. I hope I answered your question, Javid.
Yeah, I mean, thank you. Just my understanding at the moment that just because there is some kind of dependency on the .NET and it's not really allowing to have it in the Linux. If it would be like, I mean, .NET Core, then I think that it like should be fair enough to like create the Linux Docker images and use it in the Linux Kubernetes services or some other. I have another question. So is it possible to containerize all the like CM part, CD part, the other, like, I mean, the part of the Sitecore separately and deploy it, for example, and use, for example, web app, which is support the Docker containers? And
I think like I didn't test this approach to actually, for example, deploy those on web apps with container support, but I don't see any issues with that because, like, I will show you what parts the current containerization has, and then from that you will understand it. So yeah, I will cover this topic.
Yeah, sorry, just on another question. Sorry, I know that I'm asking too much questions. Sorry, it's like, I mean, valuable time for me, like, I mean, to have a discussion with such a great expert.
No worries.
Yeah, is there any, like, I mean, official documentation from the Sitecore, like, I mean, how to use it in the Kubernetes services, or still it's not like
yes,
provided?
for sure. Yes, you will have all links.
Yeah.
There are a lot of documentations.
Okay, that's cool. Thank you.
Yeah, and just to kind of repeat, like my personal opinion, that Sitecore is moving to the direction of .NET 5. Like maybe Tamas has more insights about that. But yeah, I mean, migration to .NET 5 will enable like 100% platform agnostic. So when Sitecore will announce that .NET 5 migration completed, then at the same point you can take all this and host it in Linux without any issues. I hope it will be soon.
Hope so.
Yeah, as you see, like a lot of good features for developers in Sitecore 10. Sitecore Experience Commerce Quick Start. So now it's even easier than before to use Sitecore Commerce. Then Adobe Creative Cloud integration. So more integrations, which is good. Then ASP.NET headless option. And then a new Sitecore CLI, which actually replaces TDS and Unicorn, because TDS and Unicorn they are third-party tools, and Sitecore CLI is now officially supported tool for serialization. Yeah, so as you see, a lot of interesting stuff here. Okay, so we went to the point when we can discuss some technical details. I want to show you a little bit what actually is inside this Docker. So what these what those containers are. So what is actually deploying currently. I will go from backward. So ID, it's a Sitecore identity which were introduced in Sitecore Sitecore 9. So it's opportunity, or it enables actually single sign-on. So this Sitecore identity server might be your organization single sign-on, for example. So now it's a separate instance, and you see that it's in this setup, it's actually a separate container. So it means that you, for example, can host it on a separate container in Docker, or separate container in Kubernetes cluster. You actually can scale it as you wish. So if you want to have multiple nodes that enables you to serve a lot of users that need to log in, authorize, and so on, you can add as many nodes as you want. And also same you can use inside app service, Azure, for example, app service with support with container support. Then like parts that maybe all of you know well, which is CM. In this particular example, it's XP0 topology, means it has no separate CD server. So actually, yeah, it's only CM. Then Xconnect. So it's actually your main analytic endpoint. XDB automation worker. So it's a worker for your Xconnect database, XDB and Xconnect. Yeah. And then Cortex. So it's a machine learning worker. So this is what. Oh yeah, and I forgot to say XDB search worker. So a separate worker for search. Yeah, so this is like Sitecore parts that are currently already as a separate containers. So you see that it's closer and closer to microservice architecture. So we see all related to XDB. Then we have CMs separately. We have identity server separately. And then what else we have? We actually have Solr. So it means that now you don't need like in this setup, default version is actually Solr. So you can use this Solr container already ready to be used and made for you. Same way you can scale it, you can configure it in a way you need, but it's already here. So it's a Solr container. Then it's a Microsoft SQL Server container here. And then it's a load balancer. So it's a traffic, which is a reverse proxy and load balancing solution. So these are containers that we have in current setup. Yeah, I also will go back and share you materials that you actually can use. So as I said already, package is like package with all needed versions. The package is in dev Sitecore net, and you actually need to be a Sitecore professional to be able to download it, but I will show you how it looks like. So this is my Sitecore experience platform. So I will start from this point. Yeah, so this is dev Sitecore net. Then I just click download. Then I go here, and my first package is actually what I need, container deployment package. Yeah, and then just to show you, yeah, I will save it. In my, I think I didn't save it to this machine. Okay, yeah, and here you can see that it has compose, which is versions for developer usage, and then it has also production Kubernetes version, and you can see that there are no even XP0, there are only XP1 and XM1, so it means it's already a scaled topology here. So it's kind of shows that this is actually officially supported by Sitecore. As well as in documentation, you can find the installation guide for production environment with Kubernetes. So, like as I said, from Sitecore side, everything is ready for production. And one of the big benefit of it that it's Sitecore, not anymore Azure Cloud only. So so from this point, it's cloud agnostic. So you can take this, you can set up your Kubernetes cluster on any cloud platform you want, or even on premise. Then you can use this container like configuration with containers, and then install it in your Kubernetes cluster, whatever it is. So like the only limitation currently is that you need to use Windows containers. But as you can see now, it's fully cloud agnostic. So yeah, use your Kubernetes in whatever cloud you want. You don't stick anymore to particular Azure cloud, which was kind of recommended. Now it actually enables any cloud you want, which is, I think, really big benefit. So that because our customers not anymore restricted to particular cloud, they can use their existing infrastructure if they have AWS or Google cloud platform. They can use it without any restrictions, and I think it's really big benefit for business. Yes, second resource I've shown you already that is in use is this one. So it's actually Docker examples from Sitecore. These GitHub Sitecore Docker examples. Yeah, it's some you can go and read, but what actually it provides you some additional helpers. Yeah, in this case, for example, it's some configuration that prepared, and also scripts that can be used to automate some of those manual actions. One of the really valuable sources of information actually is this one. I will show you briefly it as well. Yeah, so as you see, for containers, Sitecore introduced, like, I would say, even portal. So it's not a single page; it's a like portal. And here you can see a lot of information about containers, set up with containers. Also a lot of cross references. So if you don't know what is Docker, if you don't know what is Kubernetes, you can go and read. There are a lot of links to different open source projects where you can go and read more. Yeah, so like everything explained in detail. So even though you are like fully new to this orchestration, containers, Docker, Kubernetes, you have a lot of close references. So it means that you don't need anything. So the only need is actually this portal. So you can go here, and then maybe you need to have something like 40 hours of free time. and then you can just go and read everything using those references. Everything explained in really detailed way. Where examples are, like you can see examples as well. Yeah, and then you can go here, for example, to read about how to set up your environment. I'm doing it a little bit in different way as it's described here, but anyway, all what is described here is working. Then, yeah, you have an instruction how to run your first Sitecore instance. Yeah, and there are not, like, as you see, it's currently not like a separate tool, command line tool that you need to be able to install Sitecore. It's now a well-known containerization platform, Docker, that you can use, and yeah, okay, you can read about it a lot. Yeah, and I promised you also to explain what is inside this Sitecore, init script, which is good, a good reminder for me. So I will do it right now. Yeah. So just a little bit of insights. What is inside this script? So first of all, it imports this Sitecore officially supported module, which actually adds additional methods, additional automation for different actions inside that you need to install Sitecore. So, for example, these functions like set docker compose environment file variable. So this is actually these methods comes from this module, Sitecore Docker Tools module. So this part actually imports this module, downloads it if it doesn't exist, and so on and so on. So it does all magic for you. You don't need to care about that. What it does then, so it actually sets this Sitecore admin password, SQL admin password, creates some keys that are runtime keys that you don't need to provide, but they can be generated, like Telerik encryption key, Sitecore identity server secret, several certificates and passwords, and it actually converts your Sitecore license file to the format, actually base 64 string format that it's needed to be able to use for installation. That it does work needed for to actually add certificates to be able later to bind HTTPS to your instances so that it's working in secure way. As you see here, so it's to those public endpoints, CM and identity server, it's binding those certificates to it. And then the very final step is actually it's adding entries to your hosts file that you don't need to take care about that, so it automatically creates it. Yeah, I don't understand why it's hard-coded here, because I would expect it's taken from environment file, because in environment file there are parameters with this thing, but yeah, it's just an example. You can improve. There are always space for improvements, so you can improve it and make it even better to use those entries from environment file, so that you don't miss those DNS names. But the good that it's already here, you don't need to do some additional actions like manually open your host file, edit it, add those, and you will not forget it actually as well. Okay, let's check how it's going with our installation. Okay, yeah, nice. Now it shows that it's something is not working. Let's try to down it. Actually, I prepared already working version, so I anyway will be able to show you. Yeah, as you know, something might not work live anyway, so life is life. Yeah, I would try to restart it again because I see that everything downloaded already. So hopefully after this Cortex container will be healthy. If not, then I will switch to a different virtual machine which has everything installed already. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I will, while it's detaching right now, I will also open my other virtual machine where I have it already working. Give me a second. I will stop sharing just to enter that machine.
In the meanwhile, Artem, we had a question in chat. Can we use Oracle database, for example?
I think no. I didn't try it actually, but from my understanding of how Sitecore works and how actually what is needed, I think no, because there are package for database which is specifically for Microsoft SQL. So I think no.
Thank you. Right time for questions, guys. You can type it also in the chat.
Yeah, actually, you can. Yeah, if you have questions, you can ask them now because our presentation almost completed. So the only last steps that I want to show you, it's actually how it's all working together. Yeah, I will share my screen in several seconds. So I will share my screen now. So let me check which one is this. Yeah, this one is kind of version that I prepared in advance. Yeah, XP0. Yeah, this one. Yeah, it's warming up right now. Yeah, it should redirect me. Yeah, as you see, it's redirected me now to identity server, which is as expected. Yeah, I need to copy password from environment variables because I don't remember it. Site coordinate password here. Yeah, so it's admin. Yep. No, I don't want to. Okay, one more time. Yeah, so we're here now. Yeah, the benefit of this setup for developers actually is that you have everything in one machine. And everything working quite fast. Yeah, because with setup, when you have something locally, something on some other server, it might be not that robust and not that fast as you wanted. But yeah, let me check another machine. Okay, it's still attaching. Okay. Yeah. Maybe questions at this point. So as you see, this is working from containers. Oh, actually, I want to show you dashboard just to show you that it's kind of true. Yeah, let me show you. So this is Docker dashboard. I will share to you. Yeah, you see that it's actually running from containers here. So like in this case, all those containers are healthy. Yeah, like same setup as I shown you before, that it's has this MS SQL, CM instance, Cortex processing worker, XConnect, XDB search worker, Solar, XDB automation worker, and Sitecore identity server and load balancer. So all this is here. Sitecore is working. Yeah, we can try to search even something to see how search is working. Actually, yeah, it might. Yeah, it's warm up. It might take after first search several, maybe 10-20 seconds. Yeah, it will appear after some seconds. Actually, yeah, warm up. It's warm up always. Okay, let's check it again. Yeah, I see that search bar appears here. So let's try again. Search. Search result. Oh, strange. Maybe search it right. I think I need to. Yeah, cycle, search, search.
Artyom, you are going farther and farther away from microphone.
Actually, not. I don't know what happens with microphone, but thank you for reminder, Irena. I will try to keep. I will put it in my mouth. So.
I think just be aware when you're clicking something on the computer, then you're becoming more quiet. So if you have something very important to say, just don't click at that time.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is all what I want to share you. Maybe if you have questions, we can discuss those questions. I didn't check the chat. Are there any questions in the chat? Yeah,
no,
so there were one question about Oracle database. I answered already. Yeah. Christmas gift, new microphone for Artem, maybe, yes. Yeah. Yeah, maybe then some final kind of words about how this setup with Docker works. So as you see with Docker, it's also really simple. Well, one of the benefits of using Docker is that you can actually prepare those containers with, like, let's imagine you have several, like, multiple clients. You have client one, client second, first, second, and so on and so on. So what you can do, you can prepare those containers and then actually stop and start them when you need it. So you can use your memory of your like virtual machine or your laptop or your workstation in an efficient way. So yeah, you can start some instances, work with them, like, is it like a playground or is it a real project? But yeah, anyway, you can easily in one command run it, stop it when you need it, prepare new instance when you need it. As you see, it's actually not that much time for that. Yeah, now some different worker actually doesn't work by some reason. Before it was Cortex processing worker, and now it's XDB search worker. Yeah, like, it's live demo. Sorry for that. But yeah, because it might be because of internet connection that this kind of something fail because of that, as well as it's a Windows containers, which are not that stable as we would like them to be. But anyway, it's more or less the matter of re-execution this command 2-3 times, and then you will have needed result. And as you see, actually, I executed this PowerShell. Let me open it. So just to show you, because all commands are in my command line. Yeah, as you see here, my last comment was this Docker Compose up, and actually what I did, I just stopped virtual machine several days ago, and today morning I actually opened it. Then I did Docker Compose down because it's need to be reconnected to network, and then I did Docker Compose up, and it's just working. So when you first time have everything working, next time it will work same way. So you will have no kind of stability issues. So you need to have this setup at least one time working, and then you can detach them again and again, and everything will work well without any issues, as you see.
Artem, I do have a question, another question.
Yes,
the default setup is also including chopping up the SQL container and also Solr container as well, or?
Yes. Yeah, like this, as I shown you. So actually, I didn't like I did all configurations with you online. So I didn't add any additional to what I show you. So again, just to show you, in this Sitecore container deployment package that I downloaded from Sitecore official page here, so this package, so it contains different configurations. So there are configurations for Kubernetes that we didn't use, but they exist. So you can take and play with them. Yeah, if you are familiar with Docker, you will understand what is here.
Yeah, and
then yes, sorry, I just want to finish my answer. And then what I take, I actually took this setup, so which is XP0, and I shown you already Docker Compose file here, which includes all those parts, including load balancer here, MS SQL here, and Solr here. So you don't need to configure Solr or MS SQL or load balancing in some custom way. Everything already here.
Yeah, why I'm asking because as far as I remember, and Docker in the Sitecore latest version, you need to provide the certificate for internal connection. So it means that for a more complex and also for custom, for example, if you want to provide your certificate or something like that, you need to do a bit of customization on it.
It really depends, because if you're okay with auto-generated certificates, you don't need to do something custom. Let me show you again here, no. Where's my? It's not this one. It's not this one. Oh yeah, a little bit next. Sorry, YVM here. Yeah, so this is it. I want to show you.
I just wanted to say, Artem, there are just 8 minutes left for us, so if you could somehow sum up.
Yeah, we have only questions, so there are nothing to actually in a answer questions mode. Yeah, so you see here certificates, and this init script actually did this magic, as I explained before. So, but you actually can prepare those certificates yourself and put those parameters here yourself if you wish. So if you wish to generate them in some more secure way, feel free to do this. But by default, you don't need it.
Okay, thank you.
So like these get started examples already have this in place, and you can just use them if you don't need something else. Yeah, as a sum up of our topic, I again want to share with you these links. They are in presentation. I showed them to you again already. So what I would recommend for you, if you want to read more or understand more options, so first of all, go to Sitecore, dev-sitecore.net, so to developer portal, because there are like really good documentation about Docker installation, about Kubernetes installation, everything written there. Then I would recommend you this one, which is Get Started with Docker examples. And then I would recommend you this separate portal for containers with Sitecore 10. So all you want to know is here.
Okay, we've got also a question from Irena in the chat. What challenges you see to extend this to enterprise solutions in multi-team environment?
If any.
If in any.
I would say the only challenge is the production support for Windows containers. I don't see any challenges to have it as a developer solution or even testing solution when you don't have issues. Take into account that you can share the same code base, the same tools for your production and for your developer version. You will have different infrastructure. For example, you might have Docker infrastructure for your dev and test solution, and on production you might have something different, like a on-prem solution or a solution using app services from Azure. But yeah, I mean, you have the same ecosystem. You can use same code. Yeah, no issues with that.
Okay, thanks.